JLR investigates. The Laken Riley 911 call has been released. Laken Riley, the University of Georgia student who was brutally murdered February 22nd, 2024. This guy right here, Jose Ibarra, a Venezuelan migrant, is on trial for her murder. And today in court, they released the 911 call. I'm going to share it with all of you, and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
At 9:12, you'll hear that the call was hung up, and I'm going to play the call for you. At 9:12, the call was hung up by the caller, not the 911 center. The 911 center did not hang up on Laken Riley. The phone hung up. And at 9:12, they tried to call her back, and there was no answer. And I'd like the court, when listening to the call, right about 55 seconds into the call, you're going to hear a voice.
County 911. Hello, this is Clark County 911. Hello, Clark County 911. Can anyone hear me? County 911.
Yo Tango. There is a long break, and what happens next?
So that was Laken Riley's final moments. Couldn't hear much, but the courts released that. He's on trial today. He was sitting there listening to it. He has things over his ears because he needs a translator. He doesn't understand English. And you heard her final moments. You could hear a little bit of muffling, and I thought I heard his voice. Didn't you? It's terrible, terrible tragedy. Laken Riley's family has spoken out about this tragedy, about the suspect here. He shouldn't have been in this country. Him and his brother came through the southern border illegally in Texas, made their way up to New York, and then eventually down to Georgia, where they were residing in a home with a bunch of other people, and brutally murdered Laken Riley. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy, and I expect a guilty verdict out of this very, very soon. He wants a bench trial, by the way. He didn't even want a trial by a jury. So expect a guilty verdict, but, we are praying for Laken Riley's family. We've been covering Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungarai, Rachel Morin, a lot of these other victims out here that were brutally murdered by people that crossed into the United States illegally. So expect him to spend the rest of his life in prison because the prosecutor didn't seek the death penalty, which I'll never understand that aspect too. This is definitely a death penalty state in Georgia, and the prosecutor didn't, request the death penalty. It's very shocking to me. So we'll be covering this case. We're paying attention. We're not streaming the trial, but we will pay attention for sure. Praying for Laken Riley's family and the whole community. Justice for Laken Riley. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. We cover border stuff on JLR Investigates, so we know a little bit about these people that cross the United States illegally. We will talk soon. JLR Investigates. Stay tuned.